How's it going, everybody? My name is Bo, and I'm a home theater enthusiast. And I know it's been like 7 weeks or so since I made a home theater related video, but I've just been very busy watching movies and shows and playing a ton of video games, beating some pretty epic long games in the last 3 months or so. And I just didn't really want to take the time to record and edit a video. It takes a couple hours out of my day. Also, I have made no changes to my room since the last couple videos, and I have no intentions of making any more changes to this room for the rest of this year and maybe even next year. I'm very happy with my front wall makeover. I'm happy with my subwoofers, even though the right subwoofer does now buzz when it's in standby mode, so I have to turn it off now. Other than that, I'm very happy. I have no need or desire to change anything, so I can't really make a video detailing an upgrade or a makeover when I'm not doing any. And that's going to kind of get into the thing I want to talk about is why would you build a dedicated theater room, or what is the most important aspect when choosing or deciding if you want to build a dedicated theater room. I'm going to give my answer first. I gotta give a shout out to Youth Man. He asked this question a couple months ago, but he was coming at it from a different perspective as a fairly successful YouTuber in the home theater community. For him, the most exciting or important aspect is just meeting other people, talking to other enthusiasts, speaker enthusiasts, or people who love projectors, subwoofers, bass aholics, people who love amplifiers and tweaking and video files and all that. That's great. I like talking to other enthusiasts. I've only done it a few times. I've only spoken to other home theater enthusiasts a few times. One was Jeremy from Tech Enthusiasm. It's cool meeting and talking to other enthusiasts on Discord, the Build Montage Discord. I've met some really cool people. I haven't been very active on there, and there's a reason for that. I consider myself a casual home theater enthusiast. Now, you might think that's crazy considering having this dedicated room, and I did put a lot of money into upgrading this year. But I'm a casual in the sense that I'm not always thinking about upgrading my theater room. I'm not always talking to other enthusiasts. I feel like there's only so much to say. Obviously, when I'm doing something and I have questions or I want to share something I learned to, help other people, I made videos on my bass problem and talked to people in the Discord when I was changed out my bulb to my projector. I'm like, hey, it didn't change anything, and I found out that the certain Sony bulbs that they chose to use don't dim throughout the entire life. They make it for mine to 2,000 hours on high, and then they start to dim. There's no dimming, noticeable dimming, so I wanted to share that information. When I don't have anything like that to share, when I'm not trying to get subwoofers aligned and needing advice, I don't really feel the need to partake in the home theater community like that. Jeremy suggested I join the AVS forums for the Michigan Home Theater, and it's just not me. I just feel like I said, I feel like I'm a casual home theater enthusiast. So the question is, somebody asked me, what is the most important thing before I decide on building a home theater, which somebody did ask me about a while ago in one of my videos. My answer is the most important and the only reason to build a dedicated home theater is if you love watching movies. That's my answer. Your answer might be different. I was actually shocked by Youth Man's answer because I didn't know that was the direction where he was taking it. I would answer the same every time if you're talking about a dedicated theater space. Do you love watching movies? That's the question I ask. If the answer is anything but an absolute yes, then I would probably my follow-up questions are, well, what do you plan on using the room for? If sports and gaming come up, my advice would be to make a multi-purpose room. Have a pool table, have a super bright projector, or get an 85-inch TV, because if you're watching sports and you're having people over to watch the Super Bowl, they're going to want the lights on. No one's going to want to sit in the dark and watch the Super Bowl. That's just a fact. Even any football game. Big college football rival, they want the lights on, they want snacks, they want food, they want other things to do, to chat, drinks. If you got a pool table, you're going to have, that's going to be your best bet for sports, per my experience. For gaming, now if you're like, I love watching movies and I love gaming, okay, dedicated space works for you. If you say, I love gaming and I occasionally watch like the latest MCU movie, I would be hesitant to say, yeah, do a dedicated room, block out all your windows, and do that. For me, the love of watching movies has to be the number one reason to do a dedicated theater room. So why is that? Why do I feel that way? Well, I know people. I've built 3 dedicated rooms for people, and 2 of those 3 didn't have a love of watching movies, and they never used their rooms. My brother's friend in 2005 I helped him build a dedicated theater room. Here's an image. I've shown it before. About $12,000 back in 2005. Do the inflation, that's probably like 18 to 20 grand. He lost the house in 2008. So we finished in mid 2005. He lost the house at the end of 2007 or early 2008. He admitted to me he watched 3 movies in that entire time after spending $12,000. He said, I really don't have a love of watching movies, but I thought it would help increase the value of my home, and I thought it would bring people over because, he was kind of lonely at the time. He was looking for a girlfriend or future wife, and he said, I thought it would help bring people over. And he learned a lesson that a lot of us home theater enthusiasts learn is your family and friends don't care about your home theater. They're just as happy or happier staying at home, watching it in their living room in their comfortable clothes with their soundbar or TV speakers. It's just a fact. So he didn't use the room. There's no debate. He wasted $12,000. I mean, there's no debate about it. Well, you could say he could have just bought the speakers and the TV and had it in his living room, and he would have used it way more. He would have got way more use out of that investment than all the extra with the acoustics and the fabric and all that. Another example is a couple with a young son. They wanted a similar room to his. Didn't want to pay for it though, so we ended up doing it for free. Probably lost a little money in gas and stuff. And 6 months later, they admitted they had undid the false wall we did. They left the curtain that divided the basement up open all the time. They left the lights on. They didn't just sit there and watch movies in the dark. They had the curtains open with the windows. They didn't care about that. They didn't use it. A third guy, I did mostly myself. He lived 5 minutes from me. I hooked up a projector, a screen, new speakers, and a new receiver, and he loved it. He told me he watched at least 1 movie per week, sometimes multiple movies. He started buying Blu-rays left and right, and he was so happy. And he spent the least out of everybody. I think he spent like $5,500. Paid me, I want to say like $800 in labor. It was fairly easy. I needed a little help running a couple wires, but he loved watching movies, and he used the room all the time. All right, this is future me. So I rambled on a bit about this guy and having to sell his house and all that, completely irrelevant to the discussion. And then I switched to talking about somebody who doesn't love movies but still can enjoy the hobby. And I got into an example from a Youthman video. So I don't know the best way to transition, so I'm just going to cut to that right now. It was Youthman who interviewed a guy who did a garage home theater, and the guy admitted he didn't care about movies. He cared more about owning the case and the disc than he did about watching it. He said he really didn't. I don't want to. I'm paraphrasing, but really didn't care about watching the movie. He cared about owning the movie. He cared about having it in his collection and having everything perfect. Just making in the room. The obsession was doing the room, upgrading the room, and changing the equipment, not using the room. So, I mean, if you're happy spending money like that, I'm not here to tell you no. But if you were asking me, hey, Bo, I'm thinking of doing a dedicated theater room. What's the most important factor? I would say, do you love watching movies? If the answer is anything but yes, I would say look to do something different. If the answer is a yes, then all right, let's talk. That's how I feel. You might be different. I know there's a lot of, like I mentioned, like speaker enthusiasts that car speaker enthusiasts end up with as home theater enthusiasts, and people just love changing equipment and they get excited about it. And it's great to have a passion like that, and it's great to have, when I was redoing my front wall, I forget how long it took me because obviously I had to switch speakers and it delayed the final result. It keeps you busy. It kept my mind active. It kept me in the forums, kept me on the Discord, and I apologize to the people that I haven't been on there. Like I said, once I'm done and I don't have any questions to ask or any information I think's worth sharing, then I'm just watching movies. I'm not there for. I guess I'm not there for the camaraderie. I'm in it for watching movies at the closest to the artistic intent as possible, getting the best experience within my willing budget. I could spend more. I have the means to spend a lot more, but I choose not to because for me, I know I'm not gonna get that value. I could buy a NX or NZ7 or a Sony 6000 ES. I could. I'm not going to spend $12,000 on a projector though. I'm not going to get the value. The value isn't in it for me because I know even though I use the room a lot, it's still not justifiable for me personally. So again, I feel like I'm kind of a casual home theater enthusiast and a avid movie enthusiast. Like I could watch a movie on my phone if I had no other option, power going out. I could watch a movie on my phone. I just love watching movies. I don't like going to the theater. That's one thing I guess I could have pointed out too. I don't like going to the theater on opening night, being packed and having this hooting and hollering for this big event, these big tentpole event movies. I would rather go on a Sunday morning, and if I'm the only one in the theater, that's the best case scenario. I just want to watch the movie and get the best audio and video experience. That's why I am in it. If you're different, I mean, everybody's has their own reasons. So I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just giving you my take. I'm curious if there's other people like me that are in it just mostly for the movie watching and the love of movies. And if you feel like maybe feel a little bit alienated within the home theater community, now I don't have as much outreach. I haven't talked to that many people. I haven't gone to any conventions and stuff, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe most people are in it for the love of movies. I feel like that's not the case. I'm not sure though. So if you watch this video, feel free to comment, even if you 100% disagree with me, as long as you keep it civil. I'm glad to hear other people's opinions and point of view. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.